everyone, and welcome as we go on another amazing hike on this somewhat gloomy winter day. And you know, it has been quite gloomy here lately. And when I say lately, I mean like so far the entire new year. We are nearly 3 months in now, and yeah, nothing but doom and gloom. And by the doom, I mean what's going on in the news. But let's not talk about that, because that is why you're here, to get away from the doom and gloom that's going on, to be able to escape and hit the hiking trails. If you are new to the channel and you don't know what I do here, I staple a GoPro to the top of my head. And then I hit the hiking trails, and you get to see my point of view. So as I go through the forest, or hike through a meadow, or through someone's backyard, into their house, into their bathroom, use their bathroom, walk out of the bathroom, go to the fridge, help myself, sit down on their couch, watch a little TV. They then scream at me, "Who the hell are you and why are you in my house?" Then you get to see, again from my point of view, as they chase me with a baseball bat, as I run out of the house, back into the forest, and then we get lost and hide in a cave. You get to see all that. And you get to see it in beautiful 4K. And let me tell you, when that bat hits my head and there is red blood everywhere, it looks great in 4K. Those colors really stand out. So that's what we do here. And of course, as we go along the trail, I tell you some kind of story. Sometimes it's a comedy story, sometimes it's inspirational, sometimes it's a story about how I broke into that house and got chased by that person and smashed in the head with a bat. And that now, whenever I walk by a microwave oven, I hear Smurfs sing. And, my Pee Wee Herman doll that I have had since I was a child talks to me and tells me things like, "Kill, kill, kill." So, look, none of that's true. None of that's true. Except the part when we go through the house. You can, if you've watched any of the videos here, you've seen it. You know what I'm talking about. When we went through the house. And we're going to do that again today. Of course not. Of course not. We joke here. We have fun. That's the whole thing here about hiking with Mike, is let's just have some fun. Let's forget about all the crap in the world. Let's go and escape in the woods and have fun. Now, if you are new to the channel, I would love it if you subscribed to the channel. That little button that's right there, it's so obvious. It says subscribe right on it. It is the easiest thing to do. And if you are not new to the channel and have been here before and watched the videos, and maybe you have even commented about how you enjoyed the hike, well, why haven't you subscribed? Go ahead, go do it right now. Subscribe. And if you liked the video, I want you to punch that like button right in its face. Just punch it. Give it a good old punch. Like the video. Now today, I'm going to be talking about dreams. And it's really about how, from my own experience, I am a dreamer, but I believe that you shouldn't just dream. Because if you just dream, then a dream is a dream and will remain a dream. But if you take action and you make things happen, then a dream becomes reality. Now, I have a great point to make before I actually play the rest of the recording. I recorded something I wrote from a few years ago about dreaming, and I recorded it a few months ago. But, as a coincidence, last night was the Academy Awards, and I don't watch them anymore. I can care less. And I'm a filmmaker, and I still don't care about the Academy Awards. I really don't. However, you can't ignore the history of it. 95 years of the Academy Awards. And what happened last night was pretty amazing. Brendan Fraser won for Best Actor. And up until this role, Brendan Fraser had seemingly been gone from Hollywood. He was a big star at one point. He did the Mummy movies and many other great movies. And he seemed like he was on top of the world, and then he was just gone. So he makes this comeback with The Whale, and he wins the Academy Award. And, you know, the thing is, I think in the past you were either a fan of his or not. There was no middle ground. There was no, oh yeah, he's okay. No, it's like, oh, I really love what he does, or I can't stand him. And I always felt that he got a bad rap. Kind of like Ben Affleck. I don't really understand all the hate that Ben Affleck gets. Keep in mind that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon wrote Good Will Hunting. That movie is fucking amazing. So I don't understand all the hate that some of these actors get. But I always felt that Hollywood always looked down on Brendan Fraser. You know, like, he was like the butt of their jokes and everything. So for him to come back and then win the Academy Award, it is amazing. It really is. And it shows you that you're just never too old to make your dreams come true. But what I think is even more amazing is who won Best Supporting Actor. And I pray I don't butcher his name. Ki Hai Kwan. I grew up with him, like many people did. He was one of the stars of the Goonies. He was in one of the Indiana Jones movies. And he was like, you know, beloved at the time. And then he was gone. Vanished. For decades and decades. Nobody even knew what happened to him. I'm sure a lot of people thought like I did, I wonder why he quit acting or what he does now. So he told the story about how one day he's at home and he's like, God, I'm going to be 50 years old soon. I'm going to be 50. And my whole dream, my whole life was to be a successful actor. And for a while I was. In the 80s I was. And then it just died. It disappeared. It left. And I never got to truly accomplish what I wanted to accomplish. I never got to be the actor I wanted to be. And so for all these decades, you know, his career was gone. And now it's really bothering him. And he really doesn't want to get too old and realize I never got to do what I wanted to do. I never got to make my dreams come true. Now, look, I should note that he didn't completely disappear. I didn't even know that he was the actor and head of the class. I used to watch that show when I was a kid. And he was one of the stars of that show. He was also in Encino Man with Brendan Fraser. But nonetheless, he wasn't a top A-list actor anymore. He wasn't really talked about or in the limelight. And when you think about it, I mean, Encino Man was what? Well over 20 years ago? So that was the last time most of us saw him. So yes, he decided, you know what? I'm going to get back into acting. And I just, you know, I'm not going to give up. So he gets back into acting, and as it turned out, the filmmakers of Everything Everywhere All at Once, one of them saw him on the Goonies. They watched the Goonies. And they're like, hey, whatever happened to him? You know, I think he would actually be great in this movie. So they went and tracked him down. It turned out that Key was looking for work. So they casted him in this movie. And he ends up giving them an absolutely stellar performance that led him last night to winning the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. Imagine that. We are talking nearly 40 years since the Goonies. We're only a couple years away from that movie turning 40. And Encino Man being what? Well over 20 years ago? And after all this time, and him no longer even having an acting career, he comes back and makes his dream come true, even more than he thought. Because I don't think he was thinking, I want to be an Academy Award winning actor. No, he was thinking, I want to be a successful actor. I want people to know me and to remember me and know that I'm just not that little kid in those movies, that I'm more than that. And last night, he made his dreams come true. He completed it. He did it. In such a short time. But the point that I want to make is the fact that he's 51 years old. He was what? A child in the Goonies? He was 13 when he filmed that movie, and 14 when it was released. And all these years later, at 51 years old, he finally reaches his apex of success. So the point here is that it doesn't matter when it comes to a dream how old you are. What matters most is that you don't give up. If you have a dream, you just keep going. You keep fighting for it. Even if you take a break from it. That's okay. Take a break. But if you truly believe in something, then don't give up on it. Because you can absolutely achieve success. It could come at any time. You just never know. It could come when you're young or when you're older. But what's great for him is that when he's 90 years old, he can look back and not have any regrets because he tried and he didn't give up and he succeeded. And that's pretty damn amazing. So although I can care less about the Academy Awards, what happened last night was amazing and people should be inspired by it. They should be inspired by his story and Brendan Fraser's story and even Jamie Lee Curtis, who is a living legend, a film icon, and has never won before. And finally last night won. Okay, so I have something to get to first. It is called a shameless plug, and then we will get to the rest of the video where I have a story I wrote about being a dreamer who dreams. But before we get to that, let's get to my shameless plug, and that is where I shamelessly plug something of mine that I have created. And let's get to it right now. A shameless plug. This is Mike with a shameless plug for my own website. I actually have a few websites, but today I would like to introduce you to MikeMBurkeDesigns.com. If you're looking for cool items to add to your home, give as a gift, we got Christmas, you've got birthdays, there are plenty of things to choose from here at MikeMBurkeDesigns.com. A lot of these items are designed for the home. We have beautiful items for your bedroom, for your living room, all kinds of different themes. So check out MikeMBurkeDesigns.com and order today. And there's my shameless plug. All right, now that we got that all over with, yes, I want to talk about having a dream and what that means. You know, if you are a person who has a dream, you will know that it is difficult. For some people, it might seem like it just happens. You know, they know what they want and it just happens. And they get to live the life they've always wanted and they're happy and all that. And then others, the dream just never seems to come true. And you know it's out there. You know that it can happen, but it doesn't. So that's what today is all about. Hopefully a story that inspires you and helps you continue to fight for that dream that you have. Because it is dreams that can change the world. To have a dream can be a blessing as well as a curse. If you really believe in the dream, you will fight for it with everything that's within you. Giving up is not an option. To know that someday your dream may come true gives you a big reason to wake up every day. Could this be the day? Could it really happen? In the darkest of hours, there is always that little beacon of light that keeps you going. There really is only two ways to look at it. Are you beating a dead horse, or are you on the road to bliss? A big question looms. Is it worth it? It is a difficult question to answer. Let's start with failure. Is it better to fail more times than to have actual success? The answer is yes, for a few reasons. The more you fail, the more you will appreciate success. But even more important is the fact that failure teaches you. It teaches you what doesn't work so that you can figure out what does work. And once you figure out what works, you have success. Think of how many times Thomas Edison failed before he finally invented a working light bulb, or how many times the forefathers failed at writing the U.S. Constitution before they came up with one that has helped define freedom for over 245 years. Failure will teach us. It'll make us fight even harder. Failure leads to a better product. How about giving up having a normal life? When you decide to chase a dream, you may find that it prevents you from living a typical life. You work a normal 40 or more hour a week job, only to work another 40 hours in order to make your dream come true. In order to make your dream a reality, it may cost you a lot of money. You may find that you're broke all the time. Relationships could suffer as well. If your friends, family, and even the love of your life does not support you, it hurts. You feel alone and lost. You may even lose some of those relationships. While your friends are getting married and having children, you're still chasing that dream. You have faith in yourself that you will make that dream come true. And you hope that when you do, you will find happiness. However, those miserable days seem numerous, and you wonder if it's really worth it. Is this really your destiny? One of the biggest struggles are the days you doubt yourself and what you are doing. Why am I doing this? You may ask. When do I give up? Why am I sacrificing having a normal life in order to make my dream real? You feel depressed and beaten at times. You get tired of the fight. You wake up questioning your life's direction every morning. What is the answer? Do you continue or do you give up? Your one dream may change the world. You could very well help others have a better life or bring happiness to yourself as well. Dreams are what make great things happen, such as space exploration, flight, cars, electricity, movies, music, a pancake, ice cream, and so much more. People dream, and it's a fight to make those dreams real, to make them a reality. This emotional roller coaster seems never ending, but you must fight on and look for the silver lining. The life of a dreamer is a tough one, but we must fight on, for we are onto something. When we make our dreams a reality, we can breathe easier, knowing we made it. What we create could be so important, people centuries from now will still be using it or talking about it. We can change our families' lives for the better, our community, our country, or even the entire world for decades to come. To give up may very well mean to live the rest of your life with regret, knowing that you could have done something, that you could have made that dream a reality, and you failed at it because you didn't give yourself a chance. You gave up on yourself. You stopped believing in yourself. There is a reason why we dream. And even though it may seem that everything gets in our way to stop it, we must go on. For it truly is our destiny.